Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on One India. My name is Pankaj Mishra, and trust me, all eyes are at the Capitol Hill, where Donald Trump would be taking the oath as the 47th President of United States. And the kind of excitement that the Indian media also has, apart from the global media, is very much reminiscent of the fact that the Indian diaspora that is there in the United States also contributing a lot to the economy and to the electorate there. Who else better than the representatives of the same diaspora, and also those who have made their name and carved a niche for themselves in the United States? It's my pleasure to welcome Bhavya Chaudhary Jha. She is an immigration law attorney and manages her own law firm in Atlanta. Welcome to the show, Bhavya.
Thank you, Pankaj, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Sunil Jha is also there, a director in an IT company there. Obviously, who would not know the contribution that the IT sector and the skill that Indians bring to the table, so much so that Elon Musk also last evening had some sort of diversion when he said that no, he needs the H-1B visa to be intact. Let me begin with on the same note with Bhavya ji. Bhavya, when we talk about being an Indian in United States, so be it a resident or on a working visa, what changes for them when Donald Trump takes oath?
What changes is, we cannot predict until he takes office, but based on his Trump 1.0, I think it'll be a little different this time around because he seems more organized, more efficient, and they have better planning. As far as the legal immigration is concerned, such as H-1Bs and work visas, L1s for professionals, ultimately, like last time we saw there was queries which call requests for evidence in every single case. There was a pushback, even on legal immigration, somewhat. Many people denied having been in the United States for several years on H-1Bs and filing for renewals. They were denied, unfortunately. Some were not, but some were, which doesn't really happen very frequently. This time around, this is just a hunch I have, considering that he is surrounded by I'm an optimist, surrounded by people like Mr. Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, who have laid the importance of H-1B visa holders, professionals, and India provides the majority of H-1B visa holders. We have a feeling it might be all right. As far as illegal immigration is concerned, that needs to be checked, and it's all indications are that will be checked, although it has really significantly reduced in the past several months.
Right.
So that is a trajectory we foresee.
Right, absolutely. And definitely, you being from the legal field would know the nitty-gritties and also what comes ahead. Sunilji, talking about the first few days in office, a lot of things that Donald Trump would be issuing executive orders for. Obviously, one of them being the illegal migrant immigration issue. For the IT sector, as has always been, the United States being the land of opportunity. How do you see the Indian community contributing there, first of all? And secondly, is there a visible competition from China when it comes to your particular field of IT in the United States?
So, Pankaj, thanks for having me here. But I will respond to this query of yours in few points. I will say how Mr. Trump's as a president in the second instinct will be. If you take that, so you can get the perspective how things will move here. I will divide this into a couple of points for you. One of the things which he is coming this time around in the capital that he has a very experienced team this time. So Donald Trump, first time when he took office in 2017, he himself was new to the public office and to the military itself. So this time he's returning with a very significant experience of different team, which includes people from IT sector, which includes people from different zone. It has people like Elon Musk, not limited to Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and Mr. Patel. These are the people who has much more experience than his last time. He himself also has learned the legislation as it is passed. So he will deal. So he can deal with the world leaders how to maximize the power of his office. That is the first point I wanted to bring. Then how your question to answering was related to China and other world's part. The second part of his, I have to give you a little bit longer answer to this because this compromises so many things. Second part of it is political landscape. This time his political landscape changed significantly. He has now both the Chamber of Commerce, which is now filled by Republicans. So now who is aligned towards what Trump will say. So that being said, the IT sector would be one of the section which will not get affected. It will take a there will be lots of policy passed, and because Elon Musk being into his position, things will be already. You have already seen yesterday. Things will be moving very fast. So, I wanted to bring your notice towards his global relation, which again would be, when he took the office in the last time, world leader, his critics have either left the world state or now are willing to work with him. And you would see our Indian PM, Mr. Modi, you have already seen his last thing. He continued with the current administration, which was up to yesterday, and he will continue. That being said, again, the IT sector and other sectors will be brought into the picture. There are lots of policies and promises which he has made during his campaign, and several pledges which he has made, including immigration, which Bhavya just now told you, you will see currently getting implemented. Few of them obviously will feel challenged, but it will be implemented, and you will see few executive orders coming up right on the day one. And the last but not the least, I wanted you to say that this administration approach towards everything would be in a much speedy manner. And you will see certain complex things like related to IT or pharma, which will get through the FDS much quicker than it. But he will have a significant challenge making all this, but things will happen. You will see coming up in the days.
Right, absolutely, Mr. Jha. We are obviously expecting a few changes here and there, but given once again the role that Indian community plays there, obviously yeoman's job and also quite significant. We are also joined by Sanjay Jha, who joins us all the way from Atlanta, I believe. Mr. Jha, thank you so much for speaking to us. Mr. Jha is also associated with the IT sector. Sunil Jha ji there, Sanjay ji, was mentioning that this new administration of Donald Trump, obviously coupled with some changes or some maybe improvisations in the immigration quotas and factors, how do you think the Indian diaspora, which is there contributing in several sectors, including IT, how do you see the impact of this new administration, 2.0, Donald Trump, affecting the Indian diaspora there?
Morning, Pankaj, and good morning to your viewers. Certainly a great day for USA. We are hoping that it will usher a new era in the IT. As you know that the IT has gone through a lot of transformation. We are catching up on AI now, robotics, and there are so many new skills which are needed. There will be a shortage of that as Trump administration is hoping to boost the new technology, Intel, chip making, all those kind of new sectors. They are going to open new opportunities together with the insourcing in manufacturing, which will require the other skills on top of IT. So I am hoping that this will be opening up new doors for new avenues for our youth in India. And we are hoping to welcome them here because they'll be joining us here soon.
All right, absolutely. No, that that part of the ties between India and the United States, I wanted to rope in Bhavya Chaudhary Jha also here in the conversation. Bhavya ji, you are in the legal sector, and I'm sure that lots of students also between India and United States, so they come to US for higher studies, more so in legal sector also. How do you see Trump and India's relations, if I may ask, and how excited and what are the opportunities there for the students who generally go from India to the United States? And given the scenario, as of now, it looks that Trump and Modi will have a good bonhomie.
Thank you for the question,
Mhm.
Pankaj. So the feeling that I have seen so far has
Mhm.
been a mixed feeling. Some people have trepidation, not knowing
Mhm.
what's going to happen due to the uncertainty of the past and the way things have been put across. But also, it resonates well with the community that is uh, in the education sector because India has always laid emphasis on education, and the good relations between the US and India has been benefiting that.
Mhm.
However, there were some talks about so,
Mhm.
please don't mind me saying India ban.
Uh-huh.
There was some articles which caused a lot of fear amongst students and other
True.
people who
Mhm.
were traveling. So we advised everyone to be back. Regarding students, though, there was one campaign promise, and one
Mhm.
thing which Trump and his campaign repeated, that they would find ways for students to get green cards sooner, especially
Okay.
students who go on for higher education in the United States. If that really happens, it would be a really good thing, simply
Mhm.
because the way things are structured right now, the visa policies, after students come to the United States to study, there isn't really a career trajectory for them.
Mhm.
They only get usually they'll get a 1 year permit after they complete their studies. And if they are in the science, technology, engineering, or math, then perhaps
Mhm.
2 to 3 more years, but that's about it. Unless they get selected in the H-1B lottery, which is again, it is a
Mhm.
lottery. So
Okay.
the chances of being selected are very, very, considering the number
Mhm.
of applicants and the number of quotas allotted. So
All right.
people in our industry, the immigration attorneys, when people come to seek our advice,
Mhm.
we can provide them alternatives which are not the best, or seek maybe go to Canada or other countries is the
Mhm.
last resort. In which
Right.
in which scenario would we kind of lose geniuses, potential
Mhm.
geniuses. So that would be, there would be a career path from students. First, of course, everything has caveats, certain requirements. It would be very helpful for the student industry. Was that your question?
Yeah, absolutely. And very prudent, I would say, to have put it that way, because I think, in these change scenarios, both the country are somehow complementary to each other. And while, as I mentioned earlier in the debate also, that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy were the first two faces or voices to have dissented from possible Donald Trump's high-handed approach towards the immigration, especially H-1B. And the requirement is pretty much there for the country, for the United States also to, have them there. Sunilji, leading from what Bhavya also just mentioned, in these change scenarios and so many defense, cultural, and other ties between United States and India during Prime Minister Modi's tenure also and President Biden's, there is an increased need of supply of skills and manpower. Do you believe that Indian companies here are being easily and equally facilitated to share the skill set between India and the United States? Do you see demand opening up, especially in the IT sector, for India to send more people there or maybe share the skills and vice versa?
Yeah, just a few minutes back when Sanjay ji was mentioning about newer
Mhm.
technologies coming into the picture, As you know, every year there is a need for, there is a quota for 65,000 H-1Bs and 20,000 H-1Bs for the people who had done masters locally here. So this 85,000 total H-1Bs, which is given to the different parts of the world, mostly all are consumed by very few countries. That being said, currently, what about demands which is coming? We have already seen from January onwards, demand increases. There's lots of hope for business to go forward. There always, because of the Trump administration, which is known for their tough stance on immigration, but there, I will not say will be, there may be new opportunities to skill Indian migrants. The current administration might prioritize skilled migration over family immigration. I'm not the right person to tell. Bhavya Ji is the right, but I'm just talking based on how things are being perceived. So there will be lots of priority given to this skilled immigration to the extent that current administration, which will take over from today, may go for a point-based system as we have in Canada and Australia. This will benefit lots of Indian professionals for the legal route like H-1B and for the student F-1, this visa for the study. Having that also into the picture, you already know on the US-India relation, right? Trump administration historically had a very strong relation with India, which is driven by the very strategic goals and mutual interest between both the country. And Prime Minister Modi has already kept that live for last 15 years. When with 1.0 was there in 2017, he continued even with Biden, and again, I'm sure that will anyway mature further. So overall, this alignment is expected to continue and benefiting Indian Americans businesses and also fostering a deeper cultural economic ties between these two nations. This is all going good from here. It is very positive things in the air. Let's see how it moves from today.
Absolutely. Sanjay Jhaji, when we talk about the alliances, the international alliances where US and India are partners, one of them is the Quad Alliance, where we have Japan and Australia other than United States and India. Many experts say that this particular alliance, which is non-military in nature, is done to counter the elephant in the room, China. Do you believe, coming from the IT sector and have worked there for so long, the general feeling among the power galleries, the power corridors of the White House, the Chinese companies have an upper hand? Or is it India, which is now sweeping the rug under the feet of China?
Certainly, there's a new alignment in progress, as we have been seeing that India and USA have become much more closer on business ties, and you have to view it from two different perspectives, not only between the India and the USA. There is a shortage of skill sets and manpower in China slowly. They themselves are struggling to fulfill their own domestic demand. So there has to be a futuristic view where the next opportunity is, where the next the area where they can do the outsourcing and they can have more business growth happening. So India is naturally poised, not only for that reason, but it is natural thing which is happening. We all have been reading about it that China has a older population and they are not able to keep up with that. So slowly that had to shift. And then of course there are some geopolitical reasons for which that India is poised to have more manufacturing going on there with Modi's Skill India and other initiatives. They are also trying to catch up on that and they want to have more manufacturing going on there. Having said that, there is a major issue that has popped up in last few years is about trust issue, the data exfiltration, and there are some talks here, and we have been seeing that since, like, 5G when it was happening, and then Hawaii had some uh, kind of incidents where they found that there was some data leak happening, or there's some spying happening, and those kind of
Right.
trust issue have started coming in. We have to see now that the new era of manufacturing or IT or anything, this is all driven by a lot of AI, and they require a lot of data, which is going to be your own uh, data plus some data which you use for training for the industry
Right.
wide. And same way, the skill sets are also becoming very, very something like where they want to keep it within the USA. There, recently, I was hearing about TikTok incident that ever since Trump administration is coming, they want to change either the ownership of TikTok, or they want to completely ban it, just like India did. A lot of other countries, European countries, are also having similar doubts about China's trust on how they handle the data. So having all these things said, like, it is only natural that, like, India has been a tie with the USA for
Right.
so many, and they have been doing the software business and a similar kind of outsourcing business for a long time. It's only going to be growing in that direction. Uh, Beside, like, that India wants to have take this opportunity, and USA also try to make one more alternative. China will be more still, like, India, USA will be dependent on China for their supply for their manufacturing and processed material. But
Right.
as the services goes, like the IT particularly, they will be shifting more to India.
Right. Obviously, a lot going to transpire in the Trump 2.0 administration. All eyes would be there, not just India, but the world also. एक चीज जो मैं आप लोगों से मुझे कार्यक्रम के शुरुआत में ही पूछ लेनी चाहिए थी, वो है आपका इंडिया कनेक्ट। मैं संजय जी से शुरू करना चाहूंगा। संजय जी, हमारे दर्शकों के लिए जो जानना चाहते हैं कि कैसे जुड़ाव रहा, कैसे जाना हुआ, बहुत संक्षेप में अगर आप हम लोग एक एक करके जल्दी से चलेंगे तो आप हमें बताएं कहाँ से भारत में कहाँ से आप बिलोंग करते हैं और कैसे यूएस जाना हुआ।
मैं मैं भारत में जमशेदपुर में पैदा और बड़ा हुआ, और मैं
हम्म।
टाटा स्टील में काम भी करता था, जहाँ पर मैं एक एज ए इंजीनियर के तौर पर काम करता था।
हम्म।
और उसके बाद आईटी रिवॉल्यूशन शुरू हुआ, मुझे आईटी के प्रति काफ़ी झुकाव था। फिर मैं आईटी में जब काम करने लगा तो Y2K का समय आया था, जिसमें काफ़ी डिमांड थी यहाँ पर।
जी
तो
जी।
दैट ब्रॉट मी टू द यूएसए, एंड देन
लोग डर
शुरुआत
रहे
में
थे वाई
तो
टू के से, आपके लिए अच्छा ही रहा, चलिए।
शुरुआत में आए थे ये सोच करके कि भाई थोड़े दिन देख लेते हैं, लेकिन फिर
जी जी।
एक के बाद एक जॉब चेंज होता चला गया, और फिर यहाँ का ग्रीन कार्ड और सिटीजनशिप होने के बाद में फिर यहीं हम लोग सेटल कर गए। तो मैं
बहुत
अभी वही
बढ़िया।
अटलांटा में हूँ, और
अच्छा
आईटी में
अच्छा।
ही अभी तक कंटिन्यू कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन इंडिया से
बिल्कुल।
जुड़ाव भी है, जाता रहता हूँ, हमारे
बिल्कुल, और हम
संबंध
भी
भी
आपको चाहेंगे कि आप अन्य मुद्दों पर भी हमारे साथ जुड़ते रहें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। समय की पाबंदी है। सुनील जी, कैसा है भारत से कनेक्ट अभी, और आप भी अटलांटा ही रहते हैं वैसे?
हाँ जी, तो मैं भारत में बॉर्न एंड बॉटम जैसे कलकत्ता से हूँ, बट
हम्म।
मैं अपने आप को ऑलवेज एज बिहारी ही इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ। मैं
अच्छा अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया।
मैं
बहुत अच्छी
मिथिला
बात है।
रीजन, मधुबनी के डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक गांव है बराड़ा, वहां से बिलोंग करता हूँ। मेरा
हम्म।
आज कनेक्ट राइट अप टिल द विलेज है। सो मैं आज से तकरीबन 18 साल पहले यूएस आया था, और उसके बाद एज यूजुअल यहीं पे जॉब, पूरी फैमिली सेटल हो गए।
हम्म।
मत हमारा कनेक्ट आज भी इंडिया से है, एंड एवरी ईयर हम लोग इंडिया जरूर जाते हैं।
जी।
एंड मोर देन अपनी कनेक्ट्स के से इंडियन में जो न्यूज होती है हमें उसकी ज्यादा जानकारी होती है, और आप लोग तो हमें यूनाइटेड स्टेट की न्यूज पहले बताते हैं, हमें यूनाइटेड स्टेट में भी बता देता है।
चलिए, भव्य चौधरी झा, मुझे लगता है इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, आप भी इंडिया के बिहार प्रांत से ही ताल्लुक रखती हैं। प्लीज बताएं हमें, और आपका एक लॉ फर्म भी है जैसा हमें बताया गया।
जी। तो मेरा स्कूलिंग वगैरह सब रांची में हुआ,
अच्छा,
और उसके
ओके।
बाद फिर हम बनारस गए पढ़ाई करने आगे, फिर दिल्ली दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी। तो इंडिया में कहें तो अब हर हर जगह से ही हैं,
जी
लेकिन
जी।
हमारा रूट रहा वो मधुबनी है, वो हर साल जाना होता था।
अच्छा
और
अच्छा।
उसके बाद बहुत अर्ली 90s में, हम मिड 90s में हम लोग अमेरिका आ गए, अटलांटा। और उसके
हम्म।
बाद से यहीं रह गए, फिर यहाँ पर आगे पढ़ाई की, फिर यहीं पे लॉ प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू कर दिया हमने।
बहुत
ये
बढ़िया।
स्टोरी।
It gives us immense pleasure and to make your way into the power centers. जिस तरह से आप लोगों ने वहाँ मेहनत की है और वहाँ पर सिर्फ अपना ही नहीं, अपने बच्चों और अपने आने वाली जनरेशन को भी वहाँ का समाज का हिस्सा बनाया है. दिस गोज ऑन टू शो कि कितना कमिटेड इंडियन डायस्पोरा वहाँ पर है. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद वन इंडिया से बातचीत करने के लिए और अपना समय देने के लिए.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.